Dope ass dude, but yeah. Transparent conversation. Real life stories. Hustling, transparent conversation. Real life stories. Hustling, grind.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, the dope ass dude, and I am so excited to be back with you guys on tonight. And I'm excited about our guest. So I'm really excited about tonight, for real, for real, for real. So you guys already know the preliminary things. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you don't mind going ahead and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and while you're there, click on like so that you can be notified each and every time a new podcast is uploaded to the site. And then if you're unable to catch it on Monday nights, you can always catch it on the go. It's on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Again, that is on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. And then you already know you can watch it live each Monday on Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. Again, that's Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. And if you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, if you don't mind following me on both of those platforms, I can be followed at the Dope Ass Dude podcast on both Instagram and TikTok. So if you don't mind following me on that, that would be simply amazing. And then we'll go ahead and get our guest information out of the way. Victoria is a podcaster, and you can follow her on her pages on Facebook as well as Instagram. Well, actually just Instagram. You can follow her on Instagram at As Told by Victoria. Again, that's As Told by Victoria. And then you can follow her podcast, which is it's the Feels Good Pie, Feel Your Feelings podcast, Feel Your Feelings podcast, but it's an acronym. So you can follow her on Instagram at FYF. Yeah, let me get that right. So FYFZ pod, POD. So again, that's FYFZ POD_. So you can find her there. And Victoria, she posts some of the most amazing podcasts on her site, super inspirational, and she links up with Gen Zers. So that's what her podcast focus and targets it on, Gen Zers. So they bring such an interesting perspective. They're back there laughing, but they bring such an interesting perspective to the world. So we're just going to say that. And then you can follow Elizabeth. You can follow her on LinkedIn, and you can follow her at Elizabeth Critton, and that's spelled Critton. Again, Elizabeth Critton on LinkedIn. She is an athlete. She is a trainer for basketball teams. She was like an exceptional in undergrad. She was an exceptional basketball player there, got a full scholarship. And then once she went into graduate school, she became a coach to the team at the college that she attended. And now she's looking for her next step in life. So if you want to follow her, and if you need someone to speak at your engagements, she is the person, Elizabeth Critton on LinkedIn. So you guys know this whole season is based off of the K Renee album. So each week I'm highlighting one of the songs on that album. And if you guys have not checked out the album, this is it. It's K Renee audition tape, and you can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on YouTube Music, Spotify, anywhere you listen to music, Amazon, and actually you can even listen to it here on YouTube. So each week it has highlighted one of the songs, and tonight we're going to talk about Break Those Chains. So when you listen to the song, one of the songs, Break Those Chains, it talks out and it says, generational curses are killing many of you. You're dying because you don't know what was really done to you. So then it goes on and it tells you how those who raised us, they shaped our minds. They shaped our minds through their words and their actions. And it even says they thought they were protecting you, but many times they were abusing you. So tonight, these ladies are all my nieces. So I'm really excited to have them on the podcast. And Victoria has been on the podcast before. And I never forget when she came on the first time, she was like, so how do I do when we come out? And I was like, we're just podcasters, because I wanted her to express her and showcase her grind without me interfering or whatever. But tonight she's on here as my niece, and anybody who knows me know I love my family. I absolutely love my family, my sisters, my nieces, my nephews, and some of them have kids. I love their kids and so forth. And, I come from a big family. And so growing up, and I'll share with them, I'm going to share a little bit of stuff before they come out. But growing up, I'm a PK, a preacher's kid. We were raised in a preacher's home. And, in a preacher's home, it's a little bit different than being raised in just a regular kid's home. And my dad, he was my dad was really a business-minded person. My dad was doing his own thing when we were growing up. He had his own lawn business, and like he was a preacher, he worked a full-time job, and he always was about working hard. So I attribute him for my work ethics, get in, get the job done, excel at what you're doing. So I got that from my dad and so forth. And I tell people, there are 4 birthdays that you should always remember in your life. And that's the birthday of your father, the birthday of your mother, your birthday, and then lastly, the day you wake the hell up. That's the last day you should always remember. And one thing I can say about my sisters, because of course I have inside scoop on how we were raised. When I look at their children and how they raised their children, they broke some of what people like to call generational curses. They broke a lot of those with their kids, and they raised their kids completely, not so much completely different than what my parents raised us, but they did make some changes because I think they recognized some of the things when they got older that, hey, maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, or maybe my parents could have done that better. And that's what breaking generational curses and breaking those chains is all about. Is at some point we should wake the hell up and realize some of the things that we were taught younger, it wasn't right. It wasn't right. So we no longer pass those things on to our kids and so forth. And my oldest niece, Dewan, she's on here tonight. She has 2 amazing boys. She's my first niece. I was 10 years old when she was born, and she's my first niece, and she's now raising her boys. And I even see her raising her boys differently than what her mom raised her. So tonight is about, just how you can, find your true identity, and an identity that has nothing to do with your parents. It's all about you. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And, it's going to get kind of transparent a little bit because these ladies, they are all talkers and they all bring an interesting perspective. So let's go ahead and bring them on out. Dewan, Victoria,
Hey,
Elizabeth, what's going on?
Hello.
hey.
How y'all doing?
I'm
Good.
doing
Good, how are
great.
you?
So y'all do know this is like the first time, like, bam. Well, Victoria's been on and Connie's been on, but this is like the first time in a family environment that I'm inviting y'all and introducing y'all to the world. So this, y'all kind of special. Y'all kind of special.
I
feel
am.
special.
I am.
I
I
feel
am.
Okay, so Dewan, introduce yourself. We'll go with Dewan, Victoria, and Elizabeth. So Dewan, we'll start with you. Introduce yourself.
I am an educator. I have a bubbly personality. I am a mother of two boys, and I'm always with the funnies all the time. This is my personality in and out all the way through. This was what you get. I'm very transparent, and I'm gonna say how I feel, and we'll talk about it later. Take it up with Jesus.
Okay. She
That's
already
it. That sums me up.
that sums her up. Okay, and that really does sum her up. So Victoria, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria. I am a podcast host. I am a Gen Zer and I'm a
Mhm.
nerd. I was literally at the library today. I have 2 master's degrees, and my show is literally about high achievement and mental health. I'm a Leo as well, so I'm the shy
Yes,
Leo.
Leo.
I'm not the typical one. I'm not the typical brash out there in your. I'm very quiet and reserved, but I'm a leader. I'm bold. Um, but yeah, I'm so glad to be here on this podcast. So
And
thank
Yes.
so before we started, they were giving Victoria a hard time because she has a microphone and earphones. And she was like, well, I don't know if I should use it. I told them, I was like, no, they're amateurs. You're a professional. Don't step down to them. Let them match your energy.
All right, tomato, tomato.
he said, don't match energy. Don't match energy. You gotta-
Bingo. So Elizabeth, tell us about yourself.
Hey y'all, hey Lizzie. People call me Liz. Um, my uncle is the only one that calls me by my name. And he's
Mhm.
the only one that's allowed to call me by my name. So don't get in this chat and start calling me Elizabeth. Call me Liz or Lizzie. That's what I go by.
Yes.
I'm not as bubbly as them. I do talk a lot. But there's not really much to me. I'm former student athlete. Played college basketball. I recently just graduated with my master's degree, and now I'm just kind of trying to find my path. I'm teaching at the moment, but I'm trying to find my path back into college
Sports.
athletics. So yeah,
Mhm.
nothing special about me.
It's a lot. So it's a lot special
Mhm.
about her, a whole
Yeah.
lot. So Elizabeth and Victoria, they both actually, so Victoria graduated with her second master's back in May of
Yes,
last year.
Queen.
And they graduated on the same day. Victoria was in Los Angeles and Elizabeth was in New Orleans. But Victoria, I want you to tell them about the school you graduated from. Got your second master's. Tell us a little bit about that.
Mhm.
So I'm so proud of Lizzie first and foremost. Like I wish I was there to celebrate
Mhm.
with you as well.
Same,
And
same,
I'm really
same.
proud of you too. So when I saw like we were both doing it at the same time, I was so hyped because I'm like, that's my cousin. Like we're both doing these big things. But I graduated from the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. And yes, I did
Mhm.
move to Los Angeles in the middle of
Mhm.
my master's program because I wanted to be in the city and everything. And I attended the Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre Young Academy. Yes, the Dr. Dre, the one that
Mhm.
the still DRE, that Dr. Dre.
Oh, that one.
And and yeah, it was amazing. I got my master's in integrated design, business, and technology, and I'm still continuing to work in tech by the grace of God. And yeah, I'm putting this degree to work. Yeah.
Yes,
I
as you
love it.
should, as you should. You paid a
As you
lot of money
should.
for it.
Yes, I
As you should. Okay, so Victoria and Elizabeth. So we're gonna talk to you guys first. So you guys you came home in May of last year. Victoria, I mean
Mhm.
Elizabeth, you're teaching, and in the meantime, you're teaching, and
Mhm.
Victoria, you're podcasting and you're working. So how has it been since you graduated from college finding you? At this new face, not hiding behind school anymore. You're not a student. It's like you are Victoria the woman, Elizabeth the woman. How has that transition been? And we'll
Um,
start with Lizzie. Yeah.
I was for me, I'm not gonna say it's necessarily been hard because I've had parents, like my parents have allowed me to come back home and they've kind of like allowed me to find my own path. When you get to this age, especially after graduating college twice like me, um, your parents kind of throw you in the rain and you kind of got to figure it out yourself. And so I wouldn't necessarily say it's been hard, but I'm like the type of person that's super hard on myself. And so like, I always have it in the back of my head, like, dang, like I really wish that I was doing like sports right now. But for me, I have to understand that everybody's path is not the same and that God has obviously placed me here for a reason. And so it's just kind of like finding the good in what I'm doing right now until I get where I want to go. And so like, for example, I'm obviously teaching right now. There are a lot of things that are similar with college athletics and teaching. And so just finding the similarities and using what I've been taught and learned in college athletics and applying it to teaching. So therefore, when I do go back into the college world, I'm not going back and like, I'm not getting thrown back into it. I'm just more so I've been sharpening my skills teaching. So therefore it's like an easy transition back into it. But I would say for me, it hasn't necessarily been hard. I'm just a person that's super hard on myself. And sometimes I find myself disappointed in myself because I'm like, again, dang, I wish that I got that job. But I also, God bring me back every time and remind me like my path is not like everybody else's. And I have to be able to celebrate what I'm doing now. So therefore he can take me where he wants me to go. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. Victoria, what about you?
Ooh, likewise, there were so many similarities that I have with you, Lizzie, in that I was really hard on myself and I felt like I wasn't meeting my own expectations after graduation, coming back home. I felt stuck in many ways. And I actually saw a quote on my phone today that said, feeling stuck is a feeling and not a fact. And so that was like a really good reminder for me. And it's still ongoing because I didn't find a job right away after graduation. And I think I was kind of comparing myself to my classmates a little bit because they were finding jobs, they were getting internships, whatnot. And then I'm back home and I'm like still looking for work. And glory to God, I found a job in August, which was like months after I graduated in May. And it was in tech, which my focus, I wanted to do something more creative like design. And when I found the tech role, it was actually like a perfect fit. Like I loved the job. I loved the company. So I felt like it was really like divine timing because it may not have been like what I wanted at the time, but it was what I needed. And yeah, that's something that I'm still working through and I'm just taking it day by day and really just trying not to be hard on myself, like Lizzie said, and not put too much pressure on myself to be somewhere when I really don't even know where that somewhere is. So I really just have to take it step by step and day by day and like trust myself and know that I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to get.
Okay, let me ask you this here, Victoria. Do you think there is a little bit more pressure that you place on yourself because not only do you have one master's, you have two masters? You know, like do you think that's an extra level of pressure for you?
It is for sure. I feel blessed to have had two masters. They were worth it. Would I do it again? Absolutely. But they were expensive, if I'm being completely honest with you, and I'm still paying for them. I'm still picking that up if we're being completely transparent. But I don't regret my experiences. I don't regret the friends that I've made, the skill set that I've built, the job that I work now in tech, like is directly connected to my degree at USC. So I can't complain. I feel like I can't complain.
I love that. I love that. And the funny thing about that, and I'm glad we're talking to you all tonight because when we were growing up, your moms and me, when we were growing up, we would have been expected to already have our own places. Living at home probably wouldn't have been an option for us. Not that our parents wouldn't have given it to us, but they would have offered it with the intentions you got 6 months to a year to be out of here. So that underlying expectation would have been there. And that's something that I identify with y'all parents. And both of y'all know, like I talk with your moms all the time. And one of the things, I'm an advocate for you guys. I always tell them, like I tell your mom, Victoria is a creative being and her world has to be colorful. You have to nurture her and give her time to find her path. And the same thing with Elizabeth. I was like, when Elizabeth graduated, the day she graduated, I said, do not get an apartment. Do not do this. Do not do this here. You move her back home with your mom and them. And I even told her parents, I said, give her a year to figure it out before you start putting the heat on her. Because I know, but your parents were already in sync with this too, is that we want to set you guys up for success. We want to set you guys up for success. And we already understand both of you are extremely hard on yourselves. You're in your heads, you're thinkers. And so you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So you have to have somewhere that is not pushing you to just accept anything just to have something. And that's the thing that I don't want either of you guys to do. Is I want y'all to find your dream jobs and make an impression on the world and leave your fingerprint. And that's why, like, I advocate for you guys with your parents, because y'all need it. Don't rush it. So I'm glad y'all taking advantage of it. And don't put, and when I say taking advantage, that's not negative. You guys are saying too, but I think that's part of Gen Z and millennials. At first, we used to think millennials was just lazy and they just want to lay at home and not do nothing. So, but now
I'm Gen Z, by the way.
I know you're Gen Z. Both of y'all are Gen Z.
So speak for yourselves.
Now, the one is a millennial, so we thought she was lazy, not working. But here it is. You ladies, all of you, you know, I love the fact that your parents are allowing you to figure it out. And I think that's so important, to figure it out, opposed to pushing you into the world and just saying, go do it. Because I know you want to move to Los Angeles, Victoria, and Lizzie want to move wherever she's going to go. And that's why I always tell y'all, keep it free so that you can pack up and move anytime you want to. Okay.
Absolutely.
So DeJuan, let's move to you. So you in your 40s. Actually, you about to be 44 this year.
Hold on. We said transparent, not that. You doing a little too much. Okay, let's roll that back. Okay. Well,
you're in your 40s. You're in your 40s. We wear that proudly. Oh, and Elizabeth, I see we have an instigator out in the comments. They said,
I don't know who that is, and I think it's
please don't try my cousin. Do not try her.
I think it's one of my friends watching. It's okay. They will be dealt with after this podcast is over.
No.
Okay, so DeJuan, you are back in school. You're a full-time mom. You're back in school. You're doing your thing. So, like, what made you decide to, at this phase of your life, to go back to school?
Okay, so my children were really my driving force of getting back to school, because I wanted to be an example for them. And listening to Victoria and Lizzie's story, I was thinking like, oh gosh, the roles have reversed. Where they have finished school, I'm back in school and I'm working, and I really want to leave a legacy where my children can be proud and say, hey, my mom did that. Even with us, mom, she still was in there doing it. Like, I want them to look at me and say, that's my girl. You know, I want that feeling, and I want my children to experience that life. And so that was the main reason why I went back to school. And I will let you girls know that I was still in my mama's house at y'all's age. I didn't move out until I was ready. And my mama made sure that I was set up to, once I left, I didn't come back. It's never that it was not offered, but she made me understand the steps that I needed to be successful on my own. And if you can stay as long as you can, because the bills are high out here, okay? But but yeah, my boys are my main reason. And like my oldest one, he's not really a fan of school right now, but he's going through puberty. Who cares? By the time he finish high school, he'll be on the scene. Like, oh, my mama went to school. My baby boy, he already thinking about going to college. But he don't want to go to college just to be a part of the frats. So, like, he want to be a part of the brotherhood. So he want to be in the mix. They are like night and day, but they are my people. They keep pushing me, even when I'm feeling down or when I'm not doing my work, my little one to say, you're not doing your homework. Where your laptop? Like they remind me, like, this is not just for you, it's for us too. So
I love that. So let me
mhm.
ask you guys this here. So is there, oh yeah, I see we got Karen Billington out here. And I know Karen. Karen is a good friend of mine. We work together, and Karen went back to school too. Her daughter is getting ready to graduate, I think coming up this May from Southern in
Oh, good.
Louisiana. And Karen went back to school as well to complete when her daughter completes. She wants to set that example. And I think that is such an extraordinary move. So kudos to you too, Karen, for doing that. So let me ask you ladies this here. Is there one thing that you learned growing up that you've decided, I'm not going to carry that forward in my life? Is there one thing you learned growing up and you said, I'm not going to carry that forward? And it could be from anybody. It could be just a moral or lesson that you learned from somebody who was responsible for your upbringing. Is there one thing you learned in life that you said, I'm not going to move forward with that? We'll start with you, Elizabeth.
Oh, honestly, I would have to say no. Like now that I'm 25, so now I understand a lot of the things that my parents told me, and a lot of the things that my aunts, my uncles, my cousins told me when I was younger. I'm like, younger was telling me, like, I'm not listening to y'all. Like, y'all crazy. I'm not listening to nothing you're saying. But now, as I get older, I truly do understand
Mhm.
the things that said. I would have to say, I want to talk experiences with people and like things like that. A whole nother story. How people do all those things. My upbringing, I have to say, no, I'm as I get, I understand. Yeah, this stuff I was saying, y'all crazy, y'all absolutely correct. If you are on here watching and you are around my age, you understand. And if you are somebody younger than me and your parents telling you something, please listen to them. Please listen to them.
Elizabeth, we're going to let you repeat that. I mean, can you guys hear Elizabeth with our breakup? Or is it just
Oh, I'm
me?
sorry.
It's giving chop and screw.
I can,
That's
yeah,
what
it's
it's
a little
giving.
bit, it's a little bit choppy. It's just a little bit
Yes.
choppy, but I could
So-
hear her well.
Yeah, we're going to give you a chance to get that HEB Wi-Fi together. And we're going to come back to you.
Contact Pastor Ken. He the one that paid for it. He pays for it.
So, Victoria, what about you? Is there one thing you learned up in your upcoming that you decided that I'm not going to carry that principle? That's not my truth. Is there one thing you may have learned?
Now there she goes with her mic. Okay.
Victoria, you're on mute. Okay, say something now.
We can't hear you, sister.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
I'm glad I don't have a mic.
We can hear you now.
Can't hear you guys.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You all can hear me? Okay, that's great. One thing that I don't want to carry into, I agree with what Lizzie said, in that hindsight is 2020, and all of the experiences that I've had up until I'm 28 years old, and all the experiences that I've had in my life with my family and all the lessons learned, I needed to have those opportunities. I needed to have those things happen to me in order to be the person that I am right now. And even things that we went through as a family and those hard times that we went through, I think we still needed to go through that in order for me to be, you know, the person that I am, the way I think, is really because of my upbringing. And so I would say that I wouldn't really go back and change anything. I would probably just say to probably not be as fearful about things, but to really just like embrace my confidence more. And I feel like I've done that in the past 2 years, like crazy. Like when I nominated myself to be the grad student speaker after I saw the guy before me do it, a black guy named Darcel Edwards, and I saw him speak, and I was like, I want to do that too.
And you
Like,
did
I
it.
want to do that too. And
You
so I reached
did.
out to him and I was like, how did you become the grad student speaker? Because I saw your speech and I want to do that too. And so he told me how he applied. And then when I did it, it was just like, I felt liberated and I didn't hold myself back. So I think just not holding myself back from things and moving forward confidently and not second guessing myself or having to like ask for permission. And it's easier said than done, right? But like leaning on that gut feeling. So yeah, in short, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. And I love the answer. I love the answer.
And my audio is still lost for you. I'm sorry.
We can hear you good. You can't hear us?
We can hear you.
We hear you well.
Okay, so yeah, one thing that, and I love how Victoria answered that question. And then we have an answer from Mama Sue Roseberry. Y'all know Sue Roseberry from Sunday's Best. We're all the sum total. Yeah.
I remember that segment. That was a great one.
Oh, I can't sing a little bit. I can't sing. If you know anybody that's looking for us, I got you.
Mama Sue, don't listen to her, please. You'll be writing me, going off on me for her. So we're all the sum total of all the experiences we have, to the challenges as well as the triumphs make us who we are. Mama Sue, I love that. I think that is like so true. And I think it's a lot of times in life, people want to change their past, and you have to find out. It doesn't mean that your past wasn't hurtful or that there wasn't bad moments. It just means that sometimes you can find the value in everything if you try to find it. And I say the same thing. I would not change anything in my past because it's made me who I am. So I found the appreciation for it. So DeJuan, what about you? Is there one thing you've learned that you wouldn't take forward?
Actually, no, there's not anything. Now, people, that's a different thing. And some people I probably would have left and probably would have not engaged with. However, those same people and my experiences with them created the person that I am. It helped build who I am and how I view others. So that's what I will say. Now, some of y'all could have stayed where you were. Y'all should have never entered into the room. But hey, we here. We live and we learn. And we don't judge.
That's right.
So have you found the value in those experiences though?
I truly have. It makes, like I said, it makes me understand people, and it makes me be less judgmental on certain things, and all the experiences that I have had growing up as a child. It was I take that back. I think the only thing I would think about is always going on a diet. Like my grandmother always put me on a diet during the summertime with all my cousins, because I'm the oldest out of everyone, and I would be the only one up at 4:00 with her and Jesus, eating egg and toast and getting ready with a slice of grapefruit, getting ready to walk around Oak Cliff in the streets. And I always said that is one thing that I would not take in when growing my children. Like my oldest boy, he is a little thick, but I refuse for anyone to call him fat. Like, identify to that, and I let him know, like, you only answer to the name that God and I have given you. So therefore, you are only what you think you are. And so that is the one thing, like, that has really always dealt with me, because I'm always going to be the thick one out of all my cousins. I am that girl. But I learned how to live in that path. Like, that's my area. As long as I'm the big girl out of the crew, nobody's borrowing a shirt. No one's borrowing anything from me. It's always going to be mine. And I know how to take care of my things. So that is the one thing I will say.
Yeah, and I love that because, and the funny thing about that, well, not the funny thing, but the serious thing about that is that many times, and of course, the grandmother that you're talking about is my mom.
Yes, your mom.
My mom. So the grandmother that you're talking about is my mom. And the thing with that, though, is that many a times, and this is where I say you have to wake up and realize that, hey, maybe that wasn't the best way to handle that. That may not have been the best way to handle that. So you extend grace in that. It doesn't take away from the fact that it was a hurtful moment for you, but you do look at the bigger picture. And when I look at that, when I hear you speak of that, you know, my heart goes out to you. But when I also look at my mom's upbringing, I look at my mom's upbringing and her relationship with her mother. So that makes you a little bit more understanding because she did what she knew to do.
And what she was taught. It was a learned behavior.
Yes. And that's why, like, when you said that you're stopping it with your kids, you're breaking that. You're breaking that. So your kids won't pass it forward. And those are the type of things that we have to do. And like I said, when you acknowledge it, it doesn't mean that and because I think I know from my parents, they lived by their mentality. Well, it didn't kill me. It didn't kill me. It didn't kill me. So when they live by that mentality, they're saying, well, it's not going to kill you, but it may not kill me physically, but it kills my self-esteem. It kills the way I view myself. And that is why it is so important as people, we identify the things that may have been spoken to us, that may have been done to us, and say, that wasn't right. That wasn't right, so that you don't continue it with your children and your grandchildren and so forth. So you have to identify, and it doesn't, and I just say this here, my mom and my dad were amazing parents. They were amazing parents. But again, they were taught some things that weren't right. And they never identified those things as not being right. And they passed it on. And I think if we're all honest, everybody's parents may have done some of that a little bit, but you have to identify it and extend grace to them and just move on from it and don't do it again.
I would like to say, in my grandmother's defense, after 2 days of me refusing and talking to Jesus heavily, she gave up on that weekly diet and let me be free. So I will say, because my granddaddy had my back. He always had my float ready for me after that walk, because he knew he needed me.
Oh my God. Okay, so that one experience, so that impacted you, right? So in that moment when you saw your son a little bit thick or whatever, like did you ever think about that moment? Like what happened to you, or like how did you come to the place like, I'm never gonna do my kid like that?
It was the moment when I heard one of his family members called him fat. Who are you talking to? Because you're not going to call him fat. You can call him anything else, but you cannot call him fat. Like, I am a mother first, so I'm going to always be his advocate. And my baby, he doesn't see that. He thinks he'll just say, I'm just bones big as heck, and I let him know it's okay. You can, if you fat, you're fat, but it's a way of being fat. I just try to find the positive in that. You're not going to be called slouchy and fat. That's the only thing a person could ever say. Oh, he's just big. Oh, well, I smell good. I look good. I try to build his self-esteem, and baby, my son's self-esteem is up there. It's up there sitting on Jesus' lap. He does not play. He is his own person. It does not matter. And even yes, he's my oldest baby, and you will say, well, why he dressing like that? He dresses in his own path. He will come out looking a holy mess, and he thinks he look good. He'll go, I look good. And I love that for him. And I don't try to change it, because who am I to tell him, no, the world is going, no, it's just my job to protect him from the world and how they may respond. I may give it to him gently. I was like, you know what, boo? No, that don't match. Maybe try this. And if he's not comfortable, then, oh, well, you look good. And I dare someone to say something. Yeah. And that's how I am when it comes, especially with him.
Yeah, I love that because most kids don't know they're different until someone plant that seed.
You better say that.
Yeah, until someone plant that seed. And normally it's coming from an adult that need to be
Or
slapped.
hater. Or hater.
So we got a question for you guys. Mama Sue said, how have your villages helped you in pursuit of your academic goals? And we'll start with you, Miss Two Masters.
Okay.
You on mute. Yeah.
That mic, I'm glad I do not have a mic, Lizzie, because the mic is the devil. It's taking her down.
That's me. Thank you for your question. Do you mind repeating it? You disappeared.
Okay, here we go. Put it back on the screen for you. Can you see it, Victoria?
Yes. How have your villages helped you in pursuit of your? I've had so many villages in pursuit of my academic goals. For sure, I've had my family village. I've had my podcasting community. What was interesting is, I'll talk about pursuing my academic goals. So my parents actually pushed me to want to go back to school. After I got my first master's from the George Washington University, I was like kind of chilling, kind of just wanted to work. And my mom and dad were like, they just kind of kept hinting like, you might want to go back to school. Like, I think there's more you can do. We don't like seeing you sitting around. And it took a really hard conversation with my dad one night to really like open my eyes and give me clarity. And it was at that point I was already enrolled at USC, but that was my shift for me to like really like take it seriously and like jump all the way in. Because before they were applying me for schools. My mom was like, I put in an application for you at Harvard, at Princeton. I was like, I don't want to be in the Ivy League. I don't see myself there. I'm not an Ivy Leaguer. That's just like not me, but I will apply to my dream school. So I gave myself permission and I was like, I'm going to apply to USC. That's the school. And the LA thing kind of came later on because I was still feeling a bit stagnant being at home. And I was like, if I'm going to be in school, I'm going to be at school. I'm going to be on that campus. And thank goodness that they were very supportive of that as well. And they encouraged me to like go out there and take it all in. And afterwards, so after I graduated, pardon me, my ring light is going out. But after I came back from school, the biggest thing that I actually missed was my podcast. I really didn't podcast a lot while I was at college. I was focusing on school. I was focusing on my social life, like finding out who I am as an individual outside of like my family unit, because we are very tight knit, me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, Chance. And yeah, I remember I reached out to this guy on LinkedIn who was from Stanford because I was reaching for jobs, and I ended up on the Zoom call with this guy from Stanford Entertainment Lab or something. And I guess I was just going on and on about what I wanted to do and where I saw myself in 5 years. And he was like, what do you want to do the most? Like, if you could think of something that like you would just love to do and just like one thing that you want to focus on, what would that be? And I said, my podcast, like easy. And he was like, I want you to give yourself like 6 months to a year and just focus on that. You can still do the tech stuff, the media stuff, entertainment, sports, which I'm also interested in, like my cousin Lizzie. But he was like, just focus on that. So I really put my all into that one creative thing. And to answer your question, still answering your question, is that my podcasting community, I came back to them. And after I really like started getting on my new episodes and transforming the way I wanted to do my show and who I wanted to talk to, like authors, artists, and athletes, I leaned on them. I went to the podcast movement conference, which was here in Dallas in 2025. And from there, I just feel like I've been a sponge and I'm like skyrocketing a little. Like I'm skyrocketing, like I'm in a good place. And I'm so glad that my podcasting community and also that guy encouraged me to figure out what I wanted to do like right now. Cause I thought it was going to be like a hard answer, but it was like quick. It was like automatic. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Yeah. And what about you, Elizabeth? How is your village?
I will say, to piggyback off of her on being a sponge, I feel like that is when you are specifically around our age, that is the biggest thing. You are learning. And so wherever you do go, be a sponge. Like I know some people want to go into jobs and they think they know everything, but be a sponge. Learn from the people that have already done what you are trying to do. Specifically in my industry, a lot of people want to lead, but they don't want to be led, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense to y'all. Like, people want to lead without led. You want to be a leader, but you don't, and you don't want to let anybody else. You have to be able to be led before you become a leader. And I feel like for me, my village, to be honest, my mom and my dad, them the homies. Like that, them my homeboy and my homegirl. They feel me for saying that after I get off of here, but I don't think they understand. For me specifically, it was a little different because I was a college athlete and I knew my dad actually played basketball and all of his college was paid for. He went and played overseas. I knew for me, I did not want my parents to spend a dime on anything. And so I did whatever I could so that I did not have to do that, especially with college being so expensive. And so academics was always a thing, but with basketball, you're on the court unless you passing. And so I already knew, like, it wasn't hard for me to pass classes or anything because I knew that if I did not pass, I'm off the team. I'm getting kicked off. And so for me, I knew in high school, because that's when I really got serious about basketball. At first, it was forced for me. I really didn't want to play, but I did it because my dad did. But eventually, that's something I started to love myself. And my goal was like, I do not want my parents to pay for anything. And so I'm going to do whatever I can to get us. For me, it's a little hard coming out of high school. Now, totally different. I read to coaches. When I was in high school, I read them because my ultimate goal is I do not want my parents to pay.
Elizabeth, you breaking up again. Can you hear me? You're breaking up.
Yes, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can. We can hear you. It's just a little choppy.
Okay.
Yes, come on, choppy screw.
Please get on Pastor King after this, please. I said for me, like when I was graduating high school, college coach, my ultimate goal was I wanted to get my school paid for free. And my village played a role in that. My dad, we went to the gym, but he made me go to the gym with him a lot. You know, some
Jesus.
Yeah, you're breaking up again, Elizabeth.
You gonna have to rotate that chair somewhere in the house, honey.
Can you hear me better?
Yes,
yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So just sum it up so we can get all of it.
Yeah, let's get to it. You just wanted your school paid for, and you didn't want your parents to pay for it.
Basically, my mom and my daddy, they be my support system. Yeah. But the reality is, on top of being my biggest support system, I had coaches, I had friends pushing me. When I thing, that means I lose my scholarship, and now we done. So yeah, that my mom and them the ones that played a big role, and my coaches. There you go.
Yeah, you got it. We got it.
We got
that point.
So to sum up what Elizabeth was saying, her dad used to play professional basketball back in the day. Her dad was a professional. He played basketball overseas. When him and my sister actually first got married, he traveled overseas and he played basketball overseas professionally. And that, she was saying, that wasn't her desire at first, but she got into because of her dad. And he took her to the gym every day and all this kind of stuff in practice. So one great thing about Victoria Chancellor, who is Victoria's sister, and Elizabeth, they all went to undergraduate and graduate, Victoria's first graduate degree, scot-free. They paid for nothing. Everything was paid for. Both of their parents was on it all 4 years, and graduate school was paid for, full scholarships, academic scholarships. I think Elizabeth may have gotten an athletic one for her master's degree, but undergraduate were all academic scholarships, and Victoria, when she went back to pursue her second, that's when you start paying for that one, Victoria.
Yes, it was. I talked about it in my grad speech, and I said I thanked the student loans. I was like, I would not be able to be here, which you all can watch it. You can watch it on my YouTube channel in full. But I said I wouldn't be able to be here without student loans. And after I said that, and even when I was writing it, I was tentative because I was like, should I even talk about this? Like, this might be a little bit too personal. And I had some parents walk up to me afterwards at the reception, and they're like, we loved your speech. You were so real. Like, thank you for mentioning that. Like, thank you for being like yourself and being honest. So when I got that feedback, like you were just being yourself, like I was like, okay, I did the right thing, because I know it wasn't just me. I'm not the only 20-something or master's student that has had to take out student loans in order to pursue their education and in order to live in a very expensive city like Los Angeles, California is. It's a great city to live in, but if we're being completely honest, it's very expensive. And there are students right now that are struggling to eat, to find affordable groceries and affordable housing in that city. And that's I really feel for my fellow students, and it's a real problem, but I'm grateful that I was able to take out loans in order to pursue my education, and I would do it all over again.
Yeah. And the thing that I love about what you just said, Victoria, is that it's expensive as all get out to live in LA, and you still haven't allowed that to alter your dream of moving back there. That speaks volumes about you and how driven you are to pursue your dreams, and you see yourself living in LA. So I think that's amazing that you haven't allowed that to deter you.
I do. And I'm actually wearing a California t-shirt right now. It's something that I've been it's something that I've been in conversation with God about, because it's just kind of like, why I have to ask him, like, why do I still have like a pull to go back out there when you know how the economy is right now? Like, we know, like, I don't even know how I would survive, to be honest with you, but I think there's still something drawing me there, and it's just I can't really question. It's not something I really have an answer to as to why. It's just something that I feel like a place like where I belong. Like, when I stepped on campus, I knew I belonged there. There were so many synchronicities. I felt protected. I felt the Holy Spirit with me when I was walking the street and everything. I felt like that's where I needed to be. And and I feel like if God did it before, like, he could do it again easily.
Yes.
Like, that's not a question, So
this is what your mom used to say. She'll say, the Lord, your mom's favorite line, the Lord will provide. She'll drive through a toll. The Lord will provide.
You might want to talk to her again.
The Lord will provide. Uncle, that's your mom.
Uncle, we call him Uncle Bugs, y'all. I don't know if you know him by that, but we call him Uncle Bugs.
Y'all can't do that to my uncle.
You can't.
Exactly. No, you cannot. You cannot.
You might want to talk to her again, because they kind of want me to stay in the area.
So, listen,
the Lord will provide. That's what you say. The Lord will provide.
And my daddy, they was the same way at first. I told her the other day, I can't wait till I move somewhere else, and she got it. So listen,
but
I'm bracing myself now because I know she's watching, so it's a conversation coming up.
But the beautiful thing, and I know that your parents, again, that's your parents trying to protect you from being hurt, going through rough times. But some experiences, and I know both of your parents know, Victoria, your dad is from Nigeria, so he knows how to move to somewhere new and have to establish his own. So he understands that. So I know that all of your parents, they may try to protect you and give words of, oh, you may not need to move here, you may need to stay closer. But I know my sisters, and I know that they 100% like support support. And Dewan's mom, for those who don't know, Dewan's mom is my sister that is deceased. I have 5 sisters, no brothers. I'm the only boy. I'm the youngest. I have 5 sisters. 1 is deceased, 4 that is living. And I know that even her mom, all of y'all moms support everything that you do. And all they're trying to do is protect you from what they think could possibly hurt you, but they're still going to allow you to do it. And your mom is probably going to hold on to you, Victoria, as long as she possibly can. But when you get ready to pack up, when we all together, it's just us siblings, she always says she's grown. If she want to, that's what she said.
She's grown.
That's what she said. She's grown.
They do not be acting like that. They do not be. They put on the front for you.
But they already know. They already know. Like when I'm always, like I said, I'm an advocate for you guys.
This is
doing
true.
what you want to do. And if you go, Victoria and Elizabeth, if you move somewhere out of Texas and it doesn't work out the way you planned it, or you thought it was going to be, that is even part of the plan. That's a pivot moment for you to figure out what else should you do. Where else should I go? So if you go to LA and LA don't work out and you have to move back to Dallas, that's not a failure. It's a pivot. And it just shows how strong you are and how wise you are. And that's why I always tell you guys, everybody don't know this. Me and Elizabeth just had a long conversation because she was about to get another car. She was about to try to get a new car.
Yes, still is. Just
not right now. So we recently got together. Me and her had like a long conversation. So they're like my kids. Every last one of them. We have like 30 nieces and nephews all together, whatever, with all of y'all kids. But they're like my kids. So when I have conversations with them, I talk to them because I want them to live a limitless future. Whatever you want to do, you do it. You're not married. You don't have kids. And I always tell them, don't get no debt. Don't do none of that kind of stuff so you can pack up and move whenever you want to. So, Victoria, you go to LA and it don't work out and you eating ramen noodles. Hey,
let it be the best. Let it be the best version of it.
Ramen noodles, however they said. I tell people all the time, I moved out on my own when I was 22 and I never went back home once I moved out. But I moved out when I was 22 years old. And I remember a principle that mom and dad always told us. Mom always said, keep a bag of potatoes, a bag of rice, and a bag of beans. And you can always make a meal. She always told us that. So I always kept a bag of potatoes in my house. And there was moments in my life, like for weeks and sometimes into months, where every day I ate French fries or I ate a baked potato.
You can do a lot with a potato.
You can do a lot with potato. But I was so determined that I was not going to quit. I was determined I was not going back home. And even though my parents would have allowed me to come back, I was just determined I'm out on my own and I'm going to do my thing. And like I said, I ate French fries and baked potatoes for like a month every day because I didn't have any money except for my rent. And that was
you still survived.
I survived. And I'm so appreciative of those moments. So when you go to LA, when you go to wherever you're going to end up, Elizabeth, without a new car, wherever you go, you're going to be good. You're going to be good and you come back. And that's the thing I love about your parents. And again, that's the thing that I see that your parents kind of like stopped with y'all. Because when we was growing up at 20 some years old, we would have been expected to have our own place and to be out on our own. Every last one of y'all moms, they left. Your mom left, went off to Washington State at 18. She never came back. By the time she came back, she was married. Dewan's mother was married at 18. She left. Your mom, she left at 18. I think she may have come back, Victoria. Kathy left at 18. Lady left at 18. So it was like everybody left. I was the last one who stayed there the longest, but everybody left. And when they left, we all had to like fan for ourselves. We had to fan for ourselves. So for y'all parents to be understanding, for y'all to be at home at 29 and 25, that's a lot of growth because we taught now you work. That's what we were taught. You work. So I'm extremely happy for y'all future. Extremely
low key, they really happy that they have some company. because they get bored with one another.
Yeah.
They use y'all for company. Come on and go to Walmart with me.
Yeah.
Come on, take this ride with me. So they need you just as much as you need them. That's how you look at it. It's transactional. Okay.
So
Hey,
this
do the dishes. Do the dishes.
this has been a great hour of time, and I'm glad that I introduced you guys to my audience. So I'm gonna go around, and Elizabeth, Victoria, Dewan, what's one word you guys can give someone that may be in your shoes? What's a word of advice you can give someone? And we'll start with you, Elizabeth.
Can you come back to me last?
You
Yes,
mean
we'll
do you
come back to
mean one word, like one word?
No,
Or-
No,
yeah.
like what is one thing that you will
Oh,
say?
Yeah, what?
Don't get long-winded.
Don't bring your mama out here tonight.
No.
I would say your path is not everybody else's path. You have to understand why you were put on that path, because at the end, God is going to reveal it always. That's what I got for you.
I love it. Your path is your path. Victoria, what you got?
trust your gut. Trust God. Trust your gut and trust God. You'll be all right. And don't be scared. Don't be scared. We can let fear get in the way, but sometimes fear isn't an indicator not to do something. It's a fear to be curious about something and explore it and go in faith. Go in faith.
I love that. Dewan?
Mine will be, you don't know if you never tried. If you don't put yourself out there, you will never know what you are capable of. And that every decision that you make today affects your tomorrow and everyone that's within your tomorrow.
I love that. I love that. And I'm going to piggyback off of something that Victoria said earlier. When the world is against you and everybody else is pretty much telling you no, that you shouldn't do something or that you can't do something, give yourself permission to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself permission to do it.
Yeah.
And you just step out on your own and just pursue your dreams. And for all of those that are out there that are watching tonight, you know, if you're still dealing with some past trauma from your, past, don't pass it forward, deal with it, heal from it, and stop it with you. Don't pass it any further than you, and just move forward from it. Break the chains. Break the chains. And Dewan, Elizabeth, and Victoria, I thank you guys for being here tonight. And just let Elizabeth said I call her by her full name. I call all of them by their full names. None of them. They give each other Poppy. No, his name is Jaden. I call everybody by their real name. I don't do no nickname because I know how hard y'all mamas work to get y'all here to give y'all them freaking names. So I'm gonna call y'all by your full names. But we will be back next Monday, 7 p.m. This is we only have 2 more episodes in this season. Next week we're talking about the song Mama's Song, The Great I Am. So my guest will be on here next Monday, and then we'll close out with the song Quickie. So I'm really excited to talk about that one.
I like it.
Yes.
The album is great. Tune into his album.
Yes, the album is.
Yeah, thank y'all. Thank y'all. But we will see you guys next Monday. And thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And don't forget to like it before you leave out. But let me see here. Do we have some more comments? I see. Okay, we good. We good. All right, then, guys. Peace.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Real life stories and transparent conversations, hustle and grind, love and relationships, with all the tools for living your best life. It's the Dope Ass Dude Podcast. The Dope Ass Dude Podcast.